and open up some boxes. Hey everybody, I am Upcoming Author, and we are once again out here getting caught up. Okay, so what I have here is two of my boxes from Midtown Comics up in New York. That's where I get my comics. I used to have a shop out here in Reno. Unfortunately, they closed because they actually got too big. Story on that for another time. With the fact that, well, there are other shops out here, but nothing was like my shop I went to, Omega Frog. So I get my stuff through my pull list on Midtown Comics now, and I've been super procrastinating because, as we know, I am trying to get caught up on a lot of my reading from like the last year and a half. So I don't really have that many short boxes, and as I'm getting my books and putting them in empty short boxes for actually put them away and organize them and all that good stuff, I didn't have space for my current setup. That being said, we got my September box, and then we also have my August box. I need to open them up and go ahead and get these suckers put away for a little bit so I can read them. My cat decided she wants to join me today. Anyway, I'm going to open up these boxes and show you all some of my comics that I'm getting, and then we'll go from there. But thank you for once again getting caught up with me. My wife is over here clowning on me outside the camera. You can't see her. But yes, this is 1 month's worth of comics that I have. So, as you can see now, you understand why I'm reading about 90 a month. Okay, don't get me wrong. I get a lot from Midtown, so I know they're pulling up my BS, but this irritates me. Like, majority of my books being upside down in the bag and board. Like, just put them the right way for me, please. Like, that's all I ask. I don't ask for much. Okay, and one question is, I get these from my daughter. That being said, there's nothing wrong with being a brony. And the last My Little Pony series before the one that's like all 3D was badass, and I will die on that hill. I'm actually I have this one, Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 12, because I read the first issue over a year ago now when the first one came out, and I've gotten the rest of them, but I was just waiting for it to finish so I could just read it all at once. This is one of the series that's like, let me just read it all at once, but I want the individual issues, because Tom Taylor is a phenomenal writer, and he is making waves over at DC right now, so wanted to see the actual single issues, but I'm excited to actually read the rest of this now. Okay, that is all of this. Now, open up September. So Fall of X also has the wedding between Emma Frost. So I am putting myself in danger saying this, but I don't remember buying these books. My wife just sitting next to me. She's paying attention. Hi. But yeah, Wolverine vs. Predator. I don't remember buying these, but apparently they're on my pull list. So, you know, it is what it is. So my sister and I both read Saga, and I say that loosely because she hasn't read last year's and barely has read anything from this year. Only because I've been begging her, so I had someone to talk to, because I got her into the series, and she's been ignoring me. So I have 2 issues of these, but she just moved, so now I gotta ship this one out to her. So you're welcome, sis. So I actually just read The Death of Miss Marvel like 2 days ago. It wasn't worth it. Like, there have been a lot of issues surrounding Zeb Wells' Spider-Man run, which, mind you, I've enjoyed all of it, except for one, Mary Jane has always been trash, and 2, while Miss Marvel isn't as prominent, the claim that she's not in it at all is not really there. She is in it. She does take part, very minor part, but because it is such a minor part, yes, having her death in a Spider-Man comic made no sense. So That being said, she is now a New Mutant just because of the fact that, she's very prominent in the MCU. And if you don't know, initially Miss Marvel was supposed to be a mutant, but because of the issues with Fox and Disney, this is back in the day, when she was created, they said, nope, make her an Inhuman because they were going to use the Inhumans to be their X-Men for the MCU. That didn't pan out. So here we are. Either way, long story to say, Iman Vellani is absolutely perfect as Miss Marvel, so I'm excited. This is her debut in comics for writing for the character she loves so much. And so I had to get this one just so I can read it, one, for myself, but then two, it's going to be worth something one day. So sometimes you just got to collect stuff because the value is going to go up. Okay, so now everything, both August and September, are out of their boxes and open. Now what I gotta do is I gotta go ahead and I peel off all the adhesive tabs and then put them on the back side of my comics to get them closed down so they stay sealed until I read them. Then also there's the whole Fall of X storyline, so I gotta go through and find out which one of those in what order they go, so I make sure I have all those bad boys, and then get them in order how I want to read them as I put them in my box. So here we go. So pause. Speaking of Tom Taylor being a phenomenal writer and the things he's been doing at DC, Tom Taylor absolutely loves John Kent Superman, and so this right now, the Adventures of Superman John Kent, and going through John facing off against Kal-El from the Injustice universe. I think I'm 3 issues in so far, right when he starts realizing that the world is quiet because everyone's just afraid of the symbol. I'm excited to get a little further in, find out what's been going on with that. Just an update for everyone as I finish getting all together. I do not have Tony's cover. Now I'm gonna have to go find it. These are cool. Alex Ross's covers for the Avengers. I'm not a huge fan of his artwork, but he's very stylistic. I've been liking what he's been doing with the Fantastic Four covers, so I went ahead and got these bad boys. We'll see how these go. These are the Night Terror issues for the comics I'm pulling, of the Flash, Batman, Detective Comics, Action Comics. I think there's a Superman one in here somewhere too. So I heard Night Terrors was good, but it interrupted a lot of people's stories. So I was like, what was the point of this? Okay, so now I'm gonna take these 2 lovely stacks before I get to Night Terrors and Fall of X, and I'm gonna put them in order of their issue numbers, so that way I can put them in their boxes and get ready to read them. I am fairly certain I do not have Blade number 1. I might have added it to my pull list way too late, so I'm gonna go look for it. If I don't have it, well, looks like I'll be buying another comic book. Okay, now to find the Fall of X checklist, so I can get all